everyone, this is Courtney from Ruby Red Farm. I wanted to talk today about 7 different ways that we make money on our homestead. One of the first ways that we make money at our homestead is by raising pasture-raised meat chickens. So we buy these birds as chicks. We raise them out to about 9 weeks out on grass. This one's great because you don't actually need that much space to raise meat birds. We make a lot more money on our whole chickens because we butcher them ourselves. We do make money though on the cuts as well. We send those off to a local butcher, and sometimes that's enough just to get a customer to come to our booth because they see that we have chicken breast, for example, and it gives us a little boost for all of our other products as well. The second way that we make money on our homestead is by selling eggs. So we have about 200 laying hens here on our farm. That's built up over the years. On our eggs, as a general rule, when you look at the whole year, we end up making about $1 a dozen. We sell them at Indiana prices, so they're $3.50 a dozen at the house, $4 a dozen at the market. We could get a lot more if we went to a big city, but for us, it's just not worth the drive. The third way that we make money on our homestead is by raising pork. So we raise pasture-raised pigs here. We end up selling both custom exempt orders where we sell whole and half hogs, and then we sell the individual cuts both at the farmer's market and here from the farm. We end up making more profit on the individual cuts, but they're a lot more work. We have to keep them up in the freezer. We also have to then take them to and from the farmer's market and end up doing direct sales that way. Whereas with custom exempt, it's one and done. We raise the hogs, sell them, and our part is over with. So it kind of depends on what you're looking for, but if you're looking purely at profit, the individual cuts end up being a better option. The number 4 way that we make money on our homestead is by selling hay. So we have about 7 or 8 acres here that we bale with the help of our brother-in-law. We end up selling that typically just local to friends, but it ends up at least making us a little bit of money back on all the time it took us to bale the hay in the first place. The number 5 way that we make money on our homestead is through beef. Now this is actually a partnership with a local farmer. He approached us, just liked what we were doing. We're very appreciative of him. But we end up purchasing beef off of him and then reselling it. The beef for us ends up again being a little bit more profitable with the individual cuts, but it's a lot more time with the direct sales aspect and a lot more risk if something were to ever happen with our freezers. We also do offer custom exempt orders, meaning a quarter, a half, or a whole beef. Those have that wonderful benefit too of being a one and done kind of a sale. We do still make a profit on that, but we end up really preferring the cuts because of the better profit margin, and for us it builds better relationship with our customers. The number 6 way that we make profit on our homestead was actually the first way that we made profit, which was through our produce. This was how this whole business venture got started. With produce, I only end up spending about $150 to $200 on seeds, and that turns into at least $1,000, probably more than that, in profit. For our part, produce ends up being effectively pure profit. It's just that it's a ton of labor. So if we end up hiring out that labor, we would lose any profit margin that we had. However, produce for me is really the heart of what we do here, and so we'll keep right on going with that. The 7th way that we've made money on our homestead is raising chicks for other people. We've done this a few times kind of unofficially, but this past year was one of the first times we were actually approached to do this. It ended up being a small amount of profit. For us, it was a convenience thing though. We're already raising our own chicks that we order from a hatchery, and so it was really nice to be able to raise someone else's chickens alongside and make a little profit off of that. So those are the 7 ways that we make money on our homestead. In the future, we plan on potentially offering classes, whether it's on gardening or butchering. We plan on getting back into turkeys. We unfortunately lost all of our turkeys to a predator this year, so we'll be doing those again next year. The pipe dream is that we would love to get some sheep and eventually offer lamb as another meat product of choice. And then down the road, we would also love to make some money off of YouTube. Keep in mind when it comes to homesteading, you do want to be in a decent place financially before you dive in. We consider the money that we save through the garden and using eggs from our chickens as a little bit of profit as well. If we were to ever do this full-time as our main business, we would have to increase our volumes significantly. That would require more time. And so eventually you have to get to that point where you decide, does someone stay home or do you end up just doing it as a hobby? We'll make that decision as we go. This was Courtney from Ruby Red Farm. I hope you all have enjoyed this video. Hit subscribe for us and we'll see you next time. Mind that saving money